La Jolla. Of course, but a long time later, oh my, yes, the new seafords out there good. Yesterday I saw that they caught some yellowtail morning and afternoon, so just wanted to keep an eye on them, but haven't been out here in forever. 2 days short of a year. I would never ever thought of that. I never was out there when I had a hip replacement, knee replacement, or anything. Anyway, let's get out there. Hello. Yeah. August 27th, 2025. Yeah, here we are. Woohoo. Yeah. Rolling a DTX 140, and we're at 182 feet of water outside Black, going up toward Torrey Pines. Searched around La Jolla, even when the Newport was there, and he was there and pretty shallow, really shallow. I've been looking for calico stuff. Yellows don't always come in that shallow, but he left after a little while, so apparently wasn't doing so well there, and I got a late start here today anyway. First start, and God, almost a year. Insane. But so I figured not in a big hurry. Of course, you know, even though I've made sure the engine runs and this and that, it doesn't want to idle too well today. So I got to take the carburetor, blow, you know, clean out the jets basically. I tried backing up, making it like choke up when it rev it up, but it doesn't clear up totally. It's better, but it's not a perfect idle. It runs good and starts and all that, but it just doesn't want to stay idling as smooth. So. Yeah, so one thing at home, I started it up and you sort of run, started everything, but didn't want to run it. Don't have a thing to run water through it very long. So anyway, but it's nice to be out here after so long. But oh my goodness. Just as I've been, a lot of reasons why I talked myself out of coming out here on certain days, even when the weather was getting better, except for a few weeks where everything didn't coordinate just right. But there were a few weeks where there were some yellows around in here and being caught. But it's again, it was just such a small period of time, and then the tuna, the whole thing. This is worse than last year. And I haven't even been fishing, but that's why I haven't been. I've been keeping an eye on fish counts, number of boats I see out here when looking at the webcam over by the shores, and I can tell after I go, if there's no boats out there, it means the fishing hasn't really improved, and the fish count's pretty much proven. And sure, you can catch one once in a blue moon, but you were seaports. He came up all the way up here to the end of Torrey Pines. I've been trolling. It's coming in a little shallower. I was over right around 180 to 200 feet, so I'm going to come in a little earlier, a little shallower, and then head back even shallower, right around 60, 70 feet. Right in the area where I caught those two big yellows and the thresher were right around the 60, 70 feet mark. Right over there. That was years ago though, 4 years ago. Crazy. Just over 40. Caught other yellows since, but not very many. I think I only caught like maybe 3 or 4 or something. It's the weirdest pattern I have seen in I don't know how long. Used to catch that many in a month. Oh shit, I might have a double hook up here. Damn it. I had it pulling on the other rod, but now it's pulling on this one, so I don't know if he tangled up the lines or what. Oh, something heavy. Oh, there's my one lure. He's got the line for the other one. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. A mako. Look like a little mako. want my lure back though. Did he get it off? Did he break it? Might take my lure. Yep, he stole my Rapala. Ay, ay, ay. Got a Mako. But he took off with my bait. Ay, ay, ay. What a mess now. Well, this is the area where I caught my personal best yellowtails right here. A couple of a 41 plus pounder and a 46 plus pounder, and also a thresher. All within like 3 weeks. All were caught here in this area. And today, just a slight little bit farther out and a little deeper, I hooked up and I was trolling 2 lines, which I was worried about tangling up. Well, it did. It ended up getting tangled after I hooked up, and I tried to bring in the other line, and it's got the the Nomad, which has got a big spoon, so it's kind of hard to try to wind it in. I get it in a certain amount, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling hard. I'm going, wait a minute, there's a fish on this one too? Well, that one had picked up the line of the one on the other side, which was the one with the Rapala on my pinhead rod. And that one is the one that had a Mako. And apparently the lines got tangled up, so when I brought it in, next thing I know, I got a giant mess on my other rod. I can't get through because it's like a bird's nest on the line, and I end up having to bring in the other line, the one that actually has the fish, by hand. So I keep bringing it in by hand. I go, man, it doesn't bite real hard a lot at times. So I go, how big is it? And I go, oh, I hope it's not a shark. Well, as soon as I got close, I go, oh shit, it is. And then I got him up again next to the solo. And I went, oh shit, he's got the lure behind his gills. He got foul hooked, and he's got the rear end treble hook. So I thought, okay, well, let me get I can get my gaff and try to get around and get the hook so I can yank it out. But before I could do that, coming. I wonder if they'll turn around and follow me. Oh, never mind. Seal. Bad seal. Ay. That's what we don't want. A lot of seal pups. Bad. A lot of seal pups. Not good. Oh, Lord. Alright, 11:30. Looking around here again, nothing. Seen some marks, but at times, but nothing else. I haven't really noticed any other boats catching, but then I've been trolling and stuff, and I went up north toward the end of Torrey Pines, and there were a couple of professional fishermen there. They were hanging around cruising there, and so they were fishing, but I don't know. One guy was trolling, the other guy I'm not sure. But they moved around a bunch of times. They were all over near the canyon. There was some marks. Not likely a yellow, it's not long enough. Anyway, trolling the DTX 140 greenback. Lost my greenback rapala to that mako. I believe it was a mako. Don't think it was a gray white. It looked like a mako from what I could see. I could see the top of its head. That's all I. Most boats I've seen out here in, well, months if not a year. And not, I mean from here, but from the webcam at home I could see it. I go like, every day I tune in, I go, there's no boats all the way to the horizon. And when you could see when it wasn't rain layer, but you're going like, it was insane. And today there's a gazillion boats. So I don't know how much have been through any recent reports. I did check out that when I went and looked at the fishing report that last night or yesterday, both morning and afternoon, that New Seaport had caught, I think it was 5 and 6 or 6 and then 5, whatever. But that, I believe those in the numbers in the morning and the afternoon. So I go, wow, that was pretty, you know, something you haven't seen. You see like one yellowtail, and then a month later another one has 1 or 2. So it's weird. But and nice to see, like, hey, maybe there's some around. But there's marks. But again, just like I've found before, you got to be in the right spot, right time. Calico on the nomad. I don't think he's big enough. Don't think he's quite big enough. Let's put this over here on this side. Hold on. Nah, you're short. You're like 13. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. I get your other one. Okay. Hold on. There you go. See ya. Go, go, go. Turn around. Swim! Crazy. Swim! That's ridiculous. He should swim. There he goes. Couldn't figure out why he wouldn't swim. A little shock there. Lots of vegetation out there, and every once in a while it felt like thinking, I don't know if it hit some kelp before, or it's got something messing it up and it's not swimming properly. There it goes. Sometimes you have to pull it because it gets a little piece of kelp or something. Seems to be swimming. Anyway, again, we're about 20. I tried to get out deeper because there started to be a little less than 20 feet difference, and this thing goes down like 20 feet. Yeah, I don't know. It keeps catching stuff like, I don't know if it's got it. I don't think I got a calico again. I gotta pull it and check it.